Hey everyone, this is Benjamin here from the African Geek, and you are welcome to this fantastic tutorial inside of Canva. Today, what you see on my screen is what we are going to be creating. So look, stick with me and I will be right back after the intro. Okay, so before we get started in today's design, I want to recommend Canva Pro to you because with Canva Pro, you can be able to get a lot done, with a single account. And some of the things are you can remove the background images, which I know you can schedule content and publish content directly from your Canva to any social media platform. You can add so many brand kits of your clients into your Canva so that anytime you're working with them, you can just be switching between brand kits. And these are some interesting things I think you would actually need if you want to move to the next level in Canva. So there's a special link I have in the description box below that can help you to try Canva Pro for free for 30 days. So what are you waiting for? Just check the link out and get everything done and join me in this video. So without any much ado, let's dive into Canva and let's get started with today's design. Okay, so this is what we are going to do, and the honest truth of the matter is this is the first design I did. I made a tutorial which was this, and my external drive crashed, so I lost all the files and I have to redo the whole thing again, and it's been anyway, let's get started. So I'll just click on the plus icon, and this is the background color we have. So I'll come to color, I come on the plus, and this is the color code 021124. That's the color code you have to use. Okay, then search for digital grid abstract background in photos. Okay, then add it to your design. So I would increase the size like this, then I would come to transparency and reduce the transparency to something like this. Okay, so I think I'll reduce it more. Yeah, something like this is fine. Then I will click on it, come to position. Okay, it's already centered and middled. Okay, so after you do this, come into your upload. Sorry, I would have to come into my upload because I have this light element I added. So just go into element.theafricangeeks.com to find it. Okay, so just search for light and you should be able to find this. Add it to your Canva, increase the size like I have done, come to position. It's already, I don't want you to replace the background. Okay, so I will drop it, just slightly, so that it doesn't replace the background. And you see, that's how it's looking, but I don't want it to be looking as precise as this, because you can see all the light trees. So I will click on it, come to edit image and come to adjust. In adjust would increase the blurriness so you can see how it's looking. Beautiful. So I would go back into photos and just search for globe. If you are on the free version of Canva, go back to the Element website and search for Earth or globe. You should find one like that over there. Okay, so I add it, increase the size, then I also add this. You should be able to find something like this also over there. So I come to edit image, and in edit image I use the background remover to remove the background of my hat. So this is the construction hat. That's what you have to search for inside of Canva. So yes, this is one of the reasons why I highly recommend you to try Canva Pro at least, and because it helps you with so many things. So in terms of removing the background, you don't have to now go to platforms like remove.bg, because Canva uses the pro version of remove.bg. If you didn't know, now you know. And there are so many other ones like stickermail.com/trace, which can help you to remove the background of your images. But I think it's just you just save a lot of time if you have Canva Pro, because just take it as you buying time. That's it. Okay, so let's dive into Canva. I said let's dive into Canva. Okay, so click on apply, and we'll drop it here. I think the Earth for now is looking too big, so I reduce it. Position, center, middle, very sweet. I position this one also over here, so you can see how this is looking. Very sweet and very cool. But the thing is, it's looking flat. So what I'm going to do is click on your image, come to edit image. In edit image, we are going to search for shadow. Okay, so search for shadow over here, and you can just click on shadows. So you find all of these ones we have over here. So click on drop shadow, and it should apply some shadows to this. Okay, so select it again, select it and click on bottom. Okay, so you can see that the shadow is at the bottom. Then we make a blur. Okay, so add some blurriness to it so that it's not too much. You can increase the transparency so that the shadow will be visible, but I think we'd rather have to reduce the transparency. Okay, yeah, so something like this is beautiful. Click on apply and it's being applied. Okay, so I would now do this. I will drop it down the more, select the two of them, increase the size. No, okay, so increase the size. Yeah, so and position it here. I would also position this here just for it to look interesting. You get it? Okay, so after you do that, come into your elements, search for clouds. I have some interesting clouds here in my Canva or in my upload, so I will just search for that. So here are the clouds I was talking about. So I can just choose this one, have it over here. Maybe choose this one to position it over here. These clouds kind of like look different from this one, so let me just choose this and paste it over here. So reduce the size. You can send it to the back. Maybe I'll just remove this, let it be there, but I'll just make it blur. Okay, a little bit blur just to make it look very, because I don't think there are any sharp clouds out there, so I'll make it blur a little bit. Okay, yeah, which makes it cool. Then with this, we can just duplicate it, and I'll remove this one instead and position this here. Then I would reduce the size. Okay, that's very beautiful. Then maybe is there anything else I would want to do? I'm not so sure, but let's see, what else did I do? Okay, I think I added a number of interesting clouds, so I would maybe put this one also over here and reduce it so that it looks a bit more interesting. After I do that, you can see we have the shadow over here. I just don't know how I found it, but you would find it on the Element website. So search for shadow and you should be able to see this option also. Okay, so when you find it, just send it behind your globe, okay, so that it would look natural, like like what you can see over here. And pretty much that's it. You can also add your text. So I will just copy and paste my text over here so that you just see that adding your text shouldn't be any difficult work for you. Okay, so let me increase this the position, and let me reduce it a little bit so that it will look interesting. So this is what we have been able to do inside of Canva, and I hope you're able to follow this, because I'm sure this is a very simple tutorial. It's just a matter of positioning and stuff like that, adding shadows, which doesn't really require much, but I hope you're still able to learn some few tips and tricks from this video. If you're looking for more Canva tutorials, there are 2 things you have to do. No, there are 3 things you have to do. The first one is to hit on the subscribe button. The second one is to hit on the bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. And the third thing is to check my channel for more Canva tutorials. The name is Benjamin. You can find me on Instagram at African Geeks. Always remember, there is no limit to creativity, and I shall see you in my next video.